How to make an easy, simple and efficient iron farm in Minecraft. These are the resources you will need for this farm. You will also need 20 villagers, 20 beds and 20 workstations of your choice. So anyways, this farm is relatively easy to build and will get you all the iron you would ever need in Minecraft. So anyways, let's get into it. Alright, so the first step to this farm is of course to find yourself somewhere to build it. Now before you start building it, you will need to make sure you're at least 100 blocks away from any other villagers, villager workstations, beds or anything like that. Now as you can see, I don't have any other villagers near me, which is absolutely perfect. So anyways, once you found yourself somewhere to build, simply place yourself out a double chest, then going behind the right side of this double chest, place yourself out a hopper, then going back from this hopper, place yourself 2 solid blocks, then place yourself 2 blocks going to the left of this hopper, 1, 2, and then link up these 2 blocks with 4 more blocks right here. So anyways, once you've done this, place yourself a block to the right of this chest, build this 4 more blocks going backwards, 4 blocks to the left, 4 blocks going down, and then another block to the left side of this chest as in to the right of this block. So what you should have now is a 5x5 platform. So anyways, what you would have to do now is expand the wall we have on the outside of the blocks we placed in the middle right here by 3 more going upwards. This means you will have to head to the back right here and expand all these blocks by 3 more going upwards. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Then do the same on the sides of course. And then you will also have to do the same in the front. Now I'm going to use glass right here simply because I like to watch the iron golems die within this room, but you can use solid blocks if you want to. However, make sure you have glass or a half block right above this chest, that way you can open this chest. And then I'm going to place solid blocks on top right here simply because we're going to build a platform going out from here. So anyways, once I've done this, what you will have to do now is head into this room, and then going up from the second block you have right here, place yourself 3 signs going outwards, pretty much like this, and then do the same on the other blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what you should have now is a total of 9 signs going out from one side of this wall. So anyways, once you've done this, what you will have to do now is go to the opposite corner of where you have the hopper, which is over here, and then place yourself a water source right here. And if you now jump into the water source into this room, you should be pushed towards the hopper. So anyways, once you've done that, what you will have to do now is start building the spawning platform. So to do that, you will have to build yourself 7 more blocks going out from the middle block you have right here. So pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then do the same on all the other sides. And then finally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you will have to link up all of these pillars with each other. So from the last block pillar you build going outward, simply build blocks going out from that again until you're linked up with another one of these, pretty much like this. Then do the same on all of the other sides. And alright, so once you've done that, you should now have something that looks like this. So anyways, what you will have to do now is head down there and then fill in all of these squares with solid blocks to make a big platform. And make sure these are solid blocks that mobs can spawn on, so not something like glass or leaves.
A few moments later.
Alright, so once I've filled in this platform, you should now have a big platform that looks like this. So anyways, what you will have to do now is head down to one of the corners, place yourself a temporary block going upwards from one of these corner blocks, place a block going out on a block, then destroy the temporary block, and then simply build yourself a wall going all around this farm that's 1 block outside and up from the platform. And boom, once you've done this, expand this wall by 3 more blocks going outwards. So pretty much like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then of course do this on all of the sides. And once you've done this, you will of course also need to fill in the corners, that way you have a second big platform. So anyways, once you've done this, you should now have something that looks like this. So from the middle point right here, we have 8 blocks going out right here, then we have another 4 blocks right here. Then to the spawning platform, you just have 1 more step, and that is place yourself yet another block in the corner right here, build 1 block going out on a block, destroy the block, and then build yourself another wall going all around this farm, and this is the final wall. And this wall should be 1 block out and 1 block above the second platform built. So anyways, once you've done that, you should now have something that looks like this. So anyways, what we're going to need to do now is place ourselves in a bunch of water, that way we can easily transport the iron golems that will be spawning on top of this platform into the killing chamber we're going to have down here. And the way we're going to kill all these iron golems is of course by lava. So what you will have to do is place yourself a source of lava above the middle sign right here, and then this lava will flow out to the corners. But anyways, before we start placing in the water, you have 1 final step to the platform, and that is to place yourself 1 block right here, so 1 block in the corners, and then 3 blocks behind that block. So what you should have now is something that looks like this. And you will of course have to do this on all of the corners, so over here, over there, and of course over there. So anyways, once I've done this, what you will have to do now is start filling in all the corners right here with water. Now one brief thing to mention is that you will have to do this very carefully, because if you place the water in the wrong place, you might accidentally make this entire platform a huge water source. And that is going to be quite annoying to clear out. So anyways, what you will have to do first is place yourself a water source on top of this block right here. Then you will have to go 2 blocks to the right and then place yourself another water source. So 1, 2, place another water source right here. So another water source where we have the block right here, but do not place a water source right here. This is very important. So place yourself a water source right here, and then run run water until you get 2 blocks away from the other side. So we should almost be at the other side right here. So we can now place a set of water source right here, but do not place one in the corner right here. Then place another water source right here, go 2 blocks to the right, 1, 2, water source right here, and then just do the same thing I did over here. So run water until you get 2 blocks away from the other side, pretty much like this. So water source right here, but not one right here. Then a water source on top of here, 2 blocks to the right, 1, 2, and then just continue this. Alright, so once you have placed in all the water should now be flowing towards the middle. And what you can do now to test out the water, simply jump into the water. I am not touching my keyboard and I should be pushed towards the lava no matter where I jump in. And as you can see, that is happening. And this is pretty much how we're going to be transporting the iron golems that's going to be spawning on this platform into the lava. So anyways, what you will have to do now is head into the corner right there and then spawn proof this entire wall going around this farm. So anyways, to do that, you will simply have to place yourself leaves all above these blocks. So anyways, then just place yourself a row of leaves going all above the corner blocks. Alright, so once you've done that, you should now have something that looks like this, and you're finally done with the spawning platforms. And the next step to this farm is just to build the villager rooms. So anyways, to get started on the villager room, you will have to select yourself one side of the middle right here, and then from the middle block right here, build yourself 5 blocks going upwards. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you can choose any of these sides. I'm just going to choose this one because, well, there's really no reason for it. But just choose one of the sides and then build yourself 5 blocks up. Then once you build 5 blocks going upwards, build yourself 1 block going back, as in 1 block away from the lava, which is right here. Then you can destroy these 5 blocks. So anyways, from this block right here, expanded by 5 more blocks to the left and to the right. So anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once you've done that, place yourself a temporary block in the corner right here, build 1 block going outwards, destroy a temporary block, do the same on the other side, pretty much like this. And then you will also have to find the middle block again, which is this block right here, place that 1 block going upwards, then 1 block going out, do the same on both sides, pretty much like this, then destroy that middle block. And then going out from this middle block you have right here, place yourself 5 workstations to the left and to the right. Now, as mentioned in the intro, you can use any kind of workstation. Now I'm going to use fletching table simply because they're relatively cheap to craft and easy to get, so yeah, but you can use any of the many workstations that exist in Minecraft. So anyways, then just place yourself 5 workstations of your choice going to the left of this block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then do the same in the back right here, so 5 going to the right from this block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 5 to the left of this block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anyways, what you will have to do now is build yourself a 1 block high wall going up from all of these workstations. Now this wall can be built out of any blocks, but similarly to the killing chamber down here, I'm going to place glass above each workstation / fletching table simply because I like to watch the villagers to make sure everything is running smoothly within the farm. And then I'm going to place building blocks as in solid blocks above all the original solid blocks. You're also going to need to build yourself a roof above this farm, so place yourself a temporary block above one of the corner solid blocks, build 1 block going out, destroy the block, and then just run yourself a roof above this room, pretty much like this. Now we're also going to need to get ourselves 2 villagers within this room, so to do that we're simply going to break out the middle block right here. But before we get ourselves some villagers within this room, I would also recommend you place yourself around 3 torches within this room, just to make sure no mobs accidentally spawn within here. And once you've done this, you will of course also need to spawn proof this roof. Now to do that, I would recommend you just place yourself a bunch of leaves above here, so a bunch of leaves above every possible block, pretty much like this. But before we get the villagers we're going to need for this farm, we're also going to place yourself out 20 beds for the village to actually start spawning iron golems. So anyways, to get started on placing the beds, you will have to head to the front side of what you've built so far and build yourself 2 temporary blocks going down from this front wall right here, and then you will have to build yourself 1 block going forward as in towards the lava from this bottom block. You can then destroy those 2 original blocks. Then from this block right here, build yourself 5 blocks to the left, so anyways 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then do the same on the other side, so to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then expand all of these by 1 more going forward, as in pretty much towards the lava, so pretty much like this. And then what you will have to do now is build yourself 2 more blocks going out from the middle block right here, 1, 2, then expand this by 4 more blocks to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4 blocks to the right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you should have now is something that looks like this. So anyways, what you will have to do now is place yourself a total of 20 beds above all of these blocks, and you don't need to count because you should be able to fit just about 20 beds above all these blocks. So anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And once you place yourself out 20 beds right here, you can now destroy all the temporary blocks you have under these beds. So anyways, now we just have one final step to this farm, and then this farm is finally completed, and that is to get ourselves 20 villagers within this room right here. Now to briefly say, you cannot have nitwits as in the villagers with the green capes within this room, as they will not be able to pick up a workstation. And before the farm can start working, all the villagers will need to be adult villagers, meaning if you have any baby villagers within this room, you will need to wait for them to grow up. But anyways, the easiest way to get the villagers within there is simply to build yourself a railway system going behind the farm. So for example, place yourself some blocks right here, build yourself some railings on top of them, and then simply just run a rail system all the way over to, for example, a nearby village, which for example could be over here, or you can build yourself a nether portal nearby the farm and then simply bring in 2 villagers through the nether over to this farm. Now whichever way you decide to do this is fully up to you, just make sure you get 2 villagers at minimum within this farm. So 1, 2, and once you get these villagers within the farm, you should see some green particles above them, and they should become Fletcher villagers, as you can see, and they should also pick up 2 of the beds, which you can also see based on the green particles that appeared on top of the villagers when I spawned them within this room. But anyways, the easiest way to get 18 more villagers within there is simply just to breed them up. So grab yourself, for example, a bunch of bread, carrots, potatoes and whatnot and other crops, and just throw them on these villagers, and they will slowly breed up until there's 20 villagers within there. Now the cool thing about villagers is that they will only breed up just about enough villagers for the amount of beds that are here, meaning since we have 20 beds right here or 18 left, the villagers will only breed and make 18 babies. And then you will simply just have to wait for these to grow up and become Fletchers, and then the farm will start working. But of course, again, make sure none of these are knit with villagers. Or if you don't want to breed them up, you can of course just bring in 20 villagers manually. But anyways, whatever way you decide, just get 20 villagers within here, and yeah.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I have just gotten 20 villagers within this room, and all of them have picked up a workstation and a bed, and now the farm is finally ready to start spawning iron golems. So yeah, all you can do now is just go under the farm, stand AFK down here, and you will start getting yourself a bunch of iron. Oh, and as you can see, an iron golem has already spawned. Oh, 2 has actually spawned, so once these have died by the lava, we will start getting iron. We actually already have 3 iron, so 6 iron so far. Then that iron golem died, and we have now gotten a total of 10 iron. So yeah, this farm is pretty good, and from some testing it produces anywhere between 470 to 520 iron an hour, which is quite a lot of iron, meaning if you stand AFK for just about 2 hours, you will have a chance of getting around 1000 iron in Minecraft, and that is pretty good. So yeah, anyways guys, that is the farm, and that is how to make a relatively easy and very efficient iron farm in Minecraft. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So anyways, if you have any questions about how this works or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below and I'll try to answer your questions as quickly as possible. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.